It takes me about, I want to say 10 hours a week to take care of everything I have. Snake wise, I'm down here on average an hour a day. A few days I may be down here a couple hours. And I'll also be down here more than I don't need to be down here, just because I enjoy looking at my snakes and making sure they're all good. Once a week I do dishes. That's what's in here, and I'm doing them today. Got a pile of dishes in the sink soaking. I got tubs to clean. So once a week I do dishes. It's pretty simple. I use newspaper I get for free. Usually a lot of people that have paper routes have a bunch of leftover paper. I get that. I check them over every morning. I come in here at 7 o'clock, turn on the lights, go through really quick. I usually don't open too many tubs unless it looks like I need to, and I'll just look in, make sure everyone's good. If I have males paired up, I check and see if they're locked up. Then when I get off of work, get down here again about 6 o'clock, and that's when I'll spend time down here that I need to spend down here, whether it's cleaning tubs. I go through and I mark ones that are in shed, so I know to mist them down and get them nice and moist. It can be pretty dry in the winters here in Nebraska. And then about 7 o'clock, it's lights out. So that's pretty much it. Alright, good way to start off if you're a beginner. You can build your own rack. That's what I did with these. This is just melamine. I built these hatchling. This is a hatchling rack. That's a juvie rack. And it really doesn't cost that much to build. And all I did is in the back here I have heat cable. It's hard to see with how dark it is. And I routed out the shelf and put aluminum tape over it. But I suggest just saving up enough money and purchasing a rack. Building your own racks doesn't work too bad for the smaller stuff, but I just wouldn't want to do it for my adults. I'd rather have a professional do it. I got these animal plastic ones here, and I believe they cost me about $550 for a 12 high rack with the heat in it. The only thing is you got to go buy your thermostat and tubs. These tubs run about $17 a piece. They're the Vision tubs. I like them because they're more durable. But like the Sterilite 41 quarts, you could get during the holiday season for $4 to $5 a piece. The Animal Plastics also builds a rack for them. They'll also build to your specification. I mean, if you only want to start out with a 5-6 high rack, it's going to be a lot cheaper. But that's what I suggest. And for thermostats, these are now my new favorite thermostat, is the Herpstat. They have a night drop. I really don't use it, but I just like how more accurate they are, and it tells you how much power is being used. But with the Helixes aren't bad either. But for the price, I'd rather get the Herpstat because they're only maybe $10 more. As for snakes, if I were just starting out, it all depends on how much money you have. But I would get into codominant or dominant first. Don't mess with recessive. It takes too long to get to where you want to get with them. I'd say pick up a spider, a pinstripe, a lesser, a fire. Any of them are pretty popular snakes still, even though their price tag isn't as high anymore. And just pick up some normal girls. Maybe pick up a couple juvie morph girls so you can produce some double codoms in a couple years, and start from there. I mean, a good, say you had $1,000, I would go get a, let's say I go get a lesser male, 2 juvie spiders that are around 400 grams, and then maybe 3 or 4 normals that are full grown. You could probably get that with $1,000. I'm not guaranteeing that, but if you find the right prices, you can do that for $1,000. Then you can produce some lesser bees in a few years. But that's how I would probably start out. I was able to dive in a little bit quicker because of the money I had from a previous collection that I sold off. When it comes to vet bills, that's an out-of-pocket expense. I've only had to go to the vet once, and that was have a necropsy done on a lesser male that I had, to make sure that he didn't have anything that was going to spread to any of my other snakes when he died, because he died so suddenly, didn't know what was going on. But yeah, the reason I breed ball python is hopefully so they pay for themselves. That's what these hatchlings are. I have some hatchlings in here for sale. That's cinnamon. But hopefully they pay for themselves, and that's where my expense comes from, is selling them hatchlings. As for my rodent supply, I produce my own rodents. It's going to get dark for a second because I'm going down the hallway here to the rat room. I produce my own rodents, so my expense from the rodents comes from having to buy food and bedding. However, during the slow season, when my rats aren't eating as much, the breeding season and that, I'm able to sell enough rats that pays for the shavings and the rat food. But during this time of year, sometimes I have to go out and get more rats because my snakes are pounding food so much that I can't keep up with it. But yeah, I breed mice and rats. I got into African soft furs. So they sustain themselves. It costs me about, I want to say, $100 a month to keep up with my collection. Most of my males are not spread too thin. This year I have a Mystic, a Granite Pen, a Genetic Stripe, a Pastel Calico, a Pastel Butter, and a Het Lavender Albino that are my breeders. I also have a Yellow Belly that I might end up using on a couple girls. But my Mystic and my Pastel Calico are spread the thinnest. I think my Mystic's being paired up with 8 girls, and the Pastel Calico's being paired up with 9. But a few of them girls, they're both being paired up too, so they're sharing the work on them girls. You see, that's what these stickers are. All the pink is the Mystic. There's his 5 main girls he's going to be working with. A couple of them aren't even up to size yet and may not get up to size. Same with the Pastel Calico. He has 5 girls. I think all his are pretty much up to size except for one, and she should get there. And then over here, where you see the pink and yellow, is where I have the Pastel Calico and Mystic. And this is the Mystic and Granite Pen. That's Pastel Calico and Pastel Butter. But yeah, they're not thin too. They're not spread too thin. It might be a little too much for them to handle, but I'm not going to overstress them. If they look like they're being overworked, they're going to get their breaks. Both the males that are being spread that thin are over 1,000 grams, and I have full confidence that they're okay with handling that. And I was already told the Pastel Calico could easily breed 8 girls.